Marxism is a political ideology created by Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels in the year 1848. It aims to create a classless, stateless society. Around the time Marxism was invented, the working class in Europe was massively oppressed by the bourgeoisie or rich people. Marxism aims to give more power to the proletariat or working class and reduce the authority of the bourgeoisie on society. The state is defined by Lenin as a tool used by the bourgeoisie to oppress the working class. Engels has described the state as a section of society which considers itself higher than society itself and begins to alienate itself from the rest of society. So this implies on capitalism, since the requirement of more production requires more labor and leads to more oppression of the working class. The capitalist system allows for the wages of workers and the output goal of factories to be set by private business owners, which leads to the bourgeoisie's monopoly over society. The way Marxism came into existence was a series of interrelated events of history. The American Revolutionary War, along with ideas of equality, led to the French Revolution, which enabled ideas of equality all over Europe. Napoleon Bonaparte turned this equality into a bit more authoritarianism, which made me believe that equality couldn't be achieved completely through democracy. Marx was a socialist who came up with Marxism as a solution to class struggle and to finally make a economically and socially equal society. Marxism can be called a mix of communism and socialism. Communism is an economic policy where the equal distribution of public wealth is exercised, while socialism is an economic system where private ownership of the means of production, like factories, and property is abolished. Instead, the government and proletariat own these means of production. In terms of industrial reforms, Marxism creates a more centralized industry. The factory workers would be treated well to get started off. By the way, it was Lenin who introduced the 8 hours a day and 5 days a week system for laborers and normal employees. The factory output goals are increased and decreased on the basis of the country's industrial needs, rather than being altered by one man for his profit. In terms of agriculture, the collectivization of crops is practiced, which basically means production happens collectively and the harvest is given up to the state to fulfill everyone's needs. The government ownership of land is a necessary reform here, since this means private trade of crops between farmers and traders will be abolished.